history before coming home to answer to his people's call?
I have full confidence that I will win. Yeah.
Why are you so confident?
Because I'm a different man and why I want to make a change. And people are after that. So that is why I think that I'll win. Yeah.
Usman Koma, an independent candidate who had contested on a UDP ticket in the last elections, is giving it a try once again to wrest control of the seat from the APRC.
Really, I'm very, very, very optimistic that I will win on the 4th of April 2013. Yeah.
I don't know whether you are aware your opponent Minata is. Yesterday I was talking to her and she seems very, very confident. She's saying that an independent candidate is just a waste of time.
Yeah, okay, that's what she said. But just we wait for on the 5th, inshallah, everything will be clear.
The battle lines have now been drawn in the central river region, in which 14 wards will be contested, whilst the remaining 8 wards have been claimed by the APRC on the post. With the elections slated for the 4th of April, many people will be watching with keen interest whether the two armies will win or not. But whatever the outcome, they would have made history in their own right. Uhuru Jalo, GRTS.
Recent developments in Africa prompted us to follow this developing story with a view to bringing it on the spotlight and constructively analyze its implications for the political future of the continent.
Accused by the International Criminal Court (ICC) of committing crimes against humanity in relation to the violent aftermath of the 2007 election, Uhuru Kenyatta was named as a suspect by the ICC prosecutor Luis Moreno Campo on the 15th of December 2010, with allegations of planning and funding violence in Naivasha and Nakuru. According to the ICC charges, Kenyatta's accusations include murder, persecution, and deportation or forcible transfer of a population. Uhuru has been accused of committing these crimes as an indirect co-perpetrator.
My name's Uhuru Kenyatta. I was born on the 26th of October 1961 in Nairobi, Kenya. Currently, courtesy of the people of Gatundu South, their Member of Parliament, and courtesy of the duly elected President of Kenya, I am a Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance.
Still with the ongoing cases at the Hague-based court, on January 2012, calls of resignation forced Uhuru to step down as Finance Minister, a position that he officially handed over to Njeru Hidai in an acting capacity.
As I go, there are a number of issues that will continue to require your attention and immediate attention.
However, he still retained his job as Deputy Prime Minister, a position that can only be challenged through a censure motion in Parliament. Can the ICC case against him impede his presidential dream?
The one thing that Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, the one thing that united them and made them form a ticket in 2013 was that ICC process. And I think what they are trying to do is to galvanize their support and say, if we are going to win this election in 2013, then they are sending a message to the international community, they are sending a message to the ICC. They are saying that these two communities that are alleged to have clashed in 2007 are the same communities that are now working together towards electing the same set of leaders. So their message is very simple to the ICC. They are transforming this election into a referendum of sorts on the ICC and saying, hey, if Kenyans are willing to elect these leaders into office, then who is the international community to say we cannot work with these leaders? And that, I think, is the main reason why we have the Jubilee Alliance, to actually have a referendum on the ICC process and tell the international community that if Kenyans who suffered in 2007 are willing to elect the same set of leaders into office, then nobody can say that, they should not be in office.
The ICC is definitely an election issue. We cannot pretend that it is not. That William Ruto, who is Uhuru's running mate, and Uhuru Kenyatta himself are joined at the hip by the sword of Damocles that is called the impending ICC trials. that they find that their fate is beholden to each other, and they have come together. At the start of last year, they went across the country from one corner to the other, from one nook to one cranny, talking about the ICC in what were called prayer meetings, but which were essentially campaign for election forums, with the ICC as the agenda, and trying to encourage the local, shall we say, tribal communities from which they hail to look at the impending election as an ICC affair, and to vote in this election as a referendum on the ICC. It remains so. It cannot be wished away.
Kenyatta made a previous attempt at the presidency in 2002, but was overwhelmingly defeated by opposition candidate at the time, Mwai Kibaki. Fast forward 10 years later, and Uhuru believes his long wait could soon pay off. So how different is the Uhuru Kenyatta of 2002 and that of 2013?
There's a whole lot of difference. Number one, Uhuru Kenyatta has matured as a politician. He's been now in politics for more than 10 years as a very strong personality, and he also has managed to work out his own base in terms of constituency in central Kenya. I think you need to remember that Uhuru Kenyatta came to parliament in 1990. I mean, he came through a nomination. Mark Too was forced to step down so that Uhuru Kenyatta would be nominated as a member of parliament. Unlike in 2002, where Mwai Kibaki was also there, and Mwai Kibaki defeated him in central Kenya. This time round, he has that backing, and also he has been able to cultivate a national constituency as a leader. That's the difference. Right now, he's a very, very strong presidential candidate.
He has gone through the crucible. He is by and large his own man, even as he remains a candidate for status quo. You see, even when you talk about status quo, there will be a wide platform of crown princes or pretenders to the crown. And for you to stand out and to be the one around whom people are rallying, you must have certain inherent, certain endearing qualities that are immanent in you. You are a person who has regenerated yourself to get everybody from definitely your location of the country rallying around you, and then you go further afield. So this is very much a man whom we can call his own man, even as he represents the status quo.
With the presidential contest getting hotter by the day, candidates are spending sleepless nights working on winning formulas. Alliances and pre-election pacts have been sealed and agreements deposited with the registrar of political parties. All these are efforts geared towards attaining the required vote percentage as stipulated in the new constitution, where the winning candidate must garner more than 50% of the total votes cast, and at least 25% of the votes cast in 24 counties. If these numbers are not achieved, a runoff will be held between the two top candidates.
As the conflict in Mali continues to occupy huge space in mainstream international media, Weekend Spectrum highlights one of Mali's endangered and unquantified treasures depleting gradually out of history as a result of a 2-year conflict with Al-Qaeda-inspired Islamist militants and government forces for the soul of the north in what was once a fabled city.
This is the story of the rise and fall of a legendary city and its long hidden legacy of hundreds of thousands of ancient manuscripts.